Shall we move on
let's move on
to the Mail on Sunday, which has a very interesting poll, which shows that the overwhelming majority of the public want MPs to rebel against the three-line whips imposed by all parties on this European issue. Shows that a very strong majority want a referendum, and also shows an enormous support for the idea of renegotiating as soon as possible. I think people feel we don't get a good deal. They know that Europe is now going through a massive change. The Euroland countries probably do need a lot more central government and central control. Surely that is the natural moment for Britain to say, we need a different relationship. We want to trade with them, we want to be friends with them, we want to cooperate, but we don't want all this government.
And yet we've heard Jim Murphy already saying that Labour are going to help the government out against their own rebels. Candidly, as you presumably will be voting against the government or for the rebel amendment.
I'm voting for the motion.
For the rebel
for
motion.
the popular view.
For the popular view.
This arose, remember, from over 100,000 people saying they wanted us to debate this. And how much I admire the Prime Minister's stance when he set up a petition website and said that when a lot of people want something debated in Parliament, Parliament should debate it. Parliament must be topical and responsive. I think that's wholly admirable. I would now ask that we have a free vote on it so that Parliament can express its view.
And now you've got the government whips, there's all sorts of expletive deleted words across the front of that headliner,
Yes.
Putting real pressure, presumably on people like you, and it looks like the government will lose a few of its junior members.
Well, that's a possibility. I would still urge the government to think again about the three-line whip. Now, it's quite clear the government, because most Labour MPs and probably all Liberal Democrat MPs will vote against, are going to win their side by a country mile. But I think the public will want to feel that their view was taken seriously, that there was a good debate, and there is a solid body of support in the House of Commons that is allowed to express its view. Because a lot of us are voting for the motion, partly because that's what our electors want. That's what they put us there to do. I mean, I would have terrible trouble back at home if I voted with the government on Monday, because all the emails I've had have said, please vote against.
And it's not as if this is legislation that would pass next week to pull Britain out of the EU. So, I mean, the motion, even if it passed, would have sort of moral, persuasive, declaratory effect for the future. So I don't quite understand the politics of the tight whipping.
Why do you think David Cameron is doing this then?
Well, I don't know. I think he would be better advised not to do this for the reason I've just described. He can defeat the motion, but I think if he does it in a sensible way, then it would be much better for him. I do find the Liberal Democrat hypocrisy particularly breathtaking, because they were the only party who campaigned in the last election for a referendum on Europe. Now they have the chance to vote for it, and they're whipping their MPs not to.
I mean, my big concern